just waiting for all of the drivers to get the setups ready, get themselves ready, and prepare themselves for this beautiful night. We are having a restart. Sandro has already left the session. We're just a few seconds away from the race start. We had to restart due to some issue on track. We had half the grid DNF, and to make it a fair championship battle to give all of the drivers enough laps to race, we are restarting with 15 laps. We have even on pole as it's lights out, and away we go. Sandro jumping the start again. We have a safety car because of that now. Seems to be another lobby bug. We can't really see anything. Camera angle is very stupid. We will not do a restart. The drivers will just have to follow then with the safety car, do a lap or two. Or three, and then we can get some racing underway, because it would take way too much time now to restart. Barthik already been giving a 3-second time penalty. I assume he went a bit wide at that one certain corner, where it's very dangerous to go off. It's very easy to just receive one. Well, where you're supposed to get 1-1 and you get multiple and penalty. Yeah. So he will probably send it in later today to report. Okay, Sandro retired the session. Ethan decided to pit for, I assume, it's a hard tires. Okay, he's definitely want to. Yeah. So Ethan went on for hards. Yeah, so we're having some issues, sadly. Everyone saw it in the esports races, and today, sadly, we also have that issue. Sadro retired, nothing he could do there. He had some bug, he got kicked at the start, rejoined, and couldn't really do anything. Really sorry for that driver, he does not deserve that. It's we cannot restart now, sadly. We have already restarted. We would lose even more time now. Hopefully we won't have any of those bugs. Although it's EA, we will see. Hopefully we won't have too many of those bugs in a new game. But it's a shame for the Mercedes driver. He's losing out, no fault of his own. And needs to sit out this one, sadly. Hopefully more like next season, a new game. We're just waiting for the safety car to come in. Won't be this lap apparently, because otherwise there will be a very late safety car in warning notification, not warning. Another lap then behind the safety car, as we're just following along. Quick reminder: we have Quickie and Ethan fighting for the championship. Ethan has already pitted, so he doesn't need to come in again unless we have another safety car. But he might have an advantage then. We will see, because let's actually have a look at the tires then. Okay, now it's working. Okay, so you can see a few bugs going around, but yeah. We have all of the drivers except for Ethan and Quickie, the two drivers who are fighting for the championship, on different tires. So everyone on softs except for Quickie, he's on mediums, and Ethan on hards. Bartek has already a 3-second time penalty for track limits. It will be interesting to see whether or not he's going to report it, because we all know that one corner in Australia, if you go over the line, it gives you a 3-second time penalty, which is absolutely undeserved. But like I said before, it's EA, and these bugs are very known. All you can do is try to avoid it, and when it does happen, report it and hope for it to be removed. Of course, you need to give us the race director, or if you're lucky, we recorded it, and then we can get rid of it. But yeah, we're still behind the red, I think it's a Mercedes, yeah, Mercedes, waiting for the notification whether or not the safety car is coming in. It's not. Truly hope it's coming in soon, because if it does continue like this, we might have to actually restart, and that would not be helpful at all. Oh, okay, a few drivers now making their way into the pits, thinking, you know, while we're driving behind the safety car, might as well try and get a free pit stop. And that's what they're doing. Mika now in top 3, Outcast in top 2, and Barth again still leading. It's mandatory, of course, to change your tires. Whether or not it's helpful to do it now, or wait if we're gonna have a safety car restart. If we're gonna have a restart again, hope not. I really hope that everyone's catching up quickly, so we can get going with the racing. Ethan then now ahead of Quickie, who's also on hard tires, 2 laps fresher. Barthek suddenly demoted to P3. Let's just hang on with him, because he might have some connection issues which forced him behind them. I'm really not sure what's happening tonight, because if this keeps going, we might actually... yeah, he's just glitching around there. He's jumping into Ethan there as well. But I'm just gonna follow them as the safety guys finally coming in. So this might be very beneficial for all of the drivers who have already made their way into the pits, because they don't have to go in again. All the drivers now being very careful not to hit the rear of the other drivers, because they would desperately want to keep going without any damage. Barthik then there again, just jumping across track. So this is very dangerous. I truly hope it improves. As for the very first time, it's not Quickie, the Alfa Romeo, who's leading, but rather his teammate, Outcast, who will be joining the Alpine team. His future teammate Mika behind him. As we're soon about to cross the line, Barthik then again just jumping on the track. You can see it in the background. Akos then defending ahead of Mika to try and keep the lead. Mika then right behind him. Barthik then fighting with Ethan, who wants to get past as quick as he can. To get away from Quickie as well, because these two drivers are battling for a championship, and Outcast, who was leading at the start of this lap, is now in the back at P7. Wonder if there was perhaps a collision between him and Mika. That would of course not be very good for them, because they will be teammates next season, and we do not want an Alpine battle as we see in the real life events. Barthik now making his way to the inside line ahead of Mika then. even before the corner. Not sure if Mika maybe even has some damage. It's not really clear to see. Ethan then up in P3 ahead of Quickie, who needs to get at least 5 points more than Quickie if he wants to win this championship at the end of the day. Mika then trying to somehow overtake Bartek then again. Bartek now receives another 3-second time penalty for track limits again. So if this keeps going, he will be back in P6, I think, or P7 even. If this is how we finish the race. Mika then right behind Bartek, who Mika is trying to find a line inside. Mika then fighting Bartek into turn 3. What can he do? He's going on the outside. Very careful though, not being able to be pushed off track as both Bartek and Mika go off track. Mika returning there very dangerously on the track, almost squishing Quickie into the barrier there. Ethan, because of that, now up ahead in P2. Mika has a 6-second time penalty. Bartek has a 9-second time penalty. Both received those penalties in that one corner. They won't be very happy about that. It was a very risky move. It didn't pay out. Both went off track and lost a bunch of positions. The only driver to lose positions was Mika, but Ethan now trying to find the gap in the inside against the Haas driver. Quickie now making his way into the inside though, also trying to find a position, both staying behind Bartek, but the battle between the two title contenders is continuing. Quickie then eager to get ahead, hitting the rear there of the Red Bull. Bartek making his way into the pits now, thinking I'm done now, I'm gonna change my tires. Let's just continue then. Quickie 3/10 behind his rival. This battle has been going on for a while. Quickie has been leading the championship for a while as well. He has been doing great to lead the championship, but this man, this one guy in the Red Bull who came in and decided, you know, I'm pretty quick too. You might have the Quickie name, but my name is Ethan and I would dearly love to win the Drivers' Championship as well for the team and myself. 6/10 now between these two drivers. DRS not enabled yet, or was it enabled? I'm not sure. I didn't check really. I'm sorry. But Mika now 2 seconds behind then Quickie. Outcast up in P6, and we have a retirement, and it's Mika. We have another safety car. Mika's retired from the session with 8 laps to go. Ethan making his way into the pits. Quickie does too, to get rid of those hards and get some soft tires in. All the other drivers following then with them. Bartek won't be too happy about that because he just went into the pits to change his tires. As mentioned, they're going for soft. Ethan went on mediums, interestingly enough. Teddy also on softs, Xander softs as well. Outcast decides to copy Ethan and going on mediums as well. Bartek still on track, deciding, no, I'm not gonna pit, I already did that. So, half the grid on soft, half the grid on mediums. Interesting strategies by these teams. Bartek still with that 9-second time penalty, now behind his teammate Teddy in P4. All right then, we are back. Ethan, we missed it, but Bartek went in the pits, changed his tires once again. He's now on soft tires as well, so yeah, this could end very interesting because Ethan is up ahead, safety car in. He's back on throttle. He's already put 7/10 between himself and Quickie. He needs this distance because he is on the medium tires. Quickie is of course on the soft tires, so this might play out beautiful for the Alfa Romeo driver, but it could also play out beautiful for the Red Bull driver. A few battles in the back, actually not that few, but yeah. Zander right behind the Haas of Teddy. Bartek ran behind Zander then. It's a current Haas sandwich. Zander then just testing the curb there, as a few drivers did in the race before the race restart as well. Bartek now trying to go for a move there on Zander. I think Zander had the mediums. Not sure. It's a bad view. But Bartek now up into P4. He does have that 9-second time penalty, so unless he somehow manages to find that time away from the other drivers, he's going to lose out on those positions too. Bartek now making his way up to P3 because he has overtaken his teammate as well. Not fighting much between them going on right now, which is going well for the team. While Quickie and Ethan, the two drivers who is the main focus on for tonight, it's 1.2 seconds at the moment. So Quickie really needs to deploy his battery and get within the DRS zone if he wants to overtake and win the championship. Very unsafe return there from Teddy onto the track. He went off, not sure what happened there. Maybe missed the braking point, somehow strung into turn one. Maybe even battling Zander, not sure, but he's falling down the order. Zander up in P4, which will be more than enough to get the P4 in the driver championship too, because his main rival has retired the race, caused this last safety car. The distance between the Alpha and the Red Bull going up more and more. Quickie now 1.4 seconds behind. So whatever the Red Bull driver was cooking tonight, it was more than enough to get far away from his contender. Zander is slightly pushed off the track again, just testing out the curbs on this track as Teddy has overtaken him. Zander won't be happy about that at all. He would love to get a podium if he gets in that 9-second time area of Bartek. Maybe that time will be removed at the end of the race. Well, after the race, but not sure yet. So they have to fight it on the track. Zander 7/10 behind Teddy. They both had a battle which forced him off. Bartek almost 3 seconds behind Quickie, who is 1.4 seconds behind Ethan. This looks to be a beautiful day for these drivers. Ethan, I believe, at the moment the fastest time set as well. So if that stays that way, then he will be the lucky driver to receive 1 point more, which will help out for sure in the championship battle. The champions, the points between these two drivers is of course only 4. So he needs to score at least 5 points more than Quickie. And that's exactly what he's doing at the moment. P2 will only receive 18 points, while P1 receives 25, 26 if he receives that 1 point for the fastest lap, which will be more than enough to secure the championship. But the race is not over. We still have a few laps to go. Even though starting lap 13, we still have 3 laps to go then. So it's a push. Keep it clean, keep it calm. Quickie receiving a 3-second time penalty. This will not play out well at all for him. Teddy also now receiving a 3-second time penalty. This is crucial for the current championship leader. He's losing out more and more time, and receiving the penalty will cost him dearly. He's already 1.5 seconds behind. He's losing out on this championship lap by a lap. And this, I cannot imagine how painful this must be. He was leading for most of the championship, if not most of the entire championship by quite a margin, and the Red Bull came out of nowhere. I mentioned that all night already, and now it's slipping away from him. He's just has no pace. He had no pace in the race, in the wet. He has no pace in the dry. He's slowly just losing that championship, and now with that 3-second time penalty, my oh my, he must be struggling. And oh, this must be so painful for him. But Ethan, he will be celebrating like it's no day, no other day than his birthday. But yeah, this is not playing out for the Alfa Romeo driver, who's now 2 seconds behind as we have 2 laps to go. Zander, of course, will finish in P4 in the driver standings. Again, trying a move on Teddy. Either he was just braking too late, or just I don't know, but he's struggling too. Now down in P6, which was a potential podium, thrown away by that overtaking move. I cannot imagine what he must be thinking right now. Of course, he still has time, and he will have DRS soon too, to get back at them. As Outcast, it's a bad view. Outcast is trying a move on the Haas driver of Teddy. Barthik extending his time penalties up to 12 seconds now, so he will definitely lose out on the podium. But who it will be on the podium next to to Ethan and Quickie is still up for grabs. There's Outcast and Zander getting very close there, side by side into the last corners. Outcast on the outside, Zander in the inside. It's Outcast just sliding across there on the again on the curb. Losing out on the position now. Down in P6, Zander up to P5. Still, this is the only battle, but it's an interesting battle for sure. These 3 drivers are battling for the potential podium as Quickie again receives a 3-second time penalty and is already 3 seconds behind Ethan, the Red Bull driver, who seems to keep it calm and keep it collected because it's only 1 lap to go until he might win the championship. And what a battle it was this season. Zander then, within 5 tenths of Teddy, will have his DRS enabled now, using the slipstream then of the Haas driver as he's getting closer and closer. It's just not enough. He's just trying to keep it clean. Out Teddy then again forces Zander off the track. This will not be happy. The McLaren driver will not be happy about that. But the one driver who's done everything he had to do, the one driver who was able to beat Quickie in the Alfa Romeo as Ethan crosses the line to not only win the Grand Prix in Australia, the last race of the season, but also win the championship for him and the Red Bull team. Congratulations, Ethan is the champion of the Tier 2 championship. Well done and enjoy it. Not only a championship for the driver, but also a championship for the team. They secured it last time out, but it was today the man, the legend, Ethan, who wins today in Australia. And we will see him now on the podium at the top step as he deserves. It was a great championship battle between him and Quickie, but the quicker driver won, and it's not Quickie in the Alpha, it's Ethan in Red Bull. And we will see him now celebrate I didn't even notice Outcast on the podium. The one man who said before the race, I want the podium. He's done it at the last race of the season as well, alongside his teammate and the champion of the season. It's Ethan then, as mentioned before, who wins the Grand Prix, the last race of the season. Well done by him. He's done everything he could, and he's done it in style as well. Quickly then in P2 with his teammate Outcast. He will be leaving the team for Alpine next season, but he's finishing off at this time in P3, ahead then of Xander, Bartek, Teddy, Mika, and Sandro. The last two drivers very unlucky there at the end, sadly retiring from the session, both causing then safety cars. Thank you everyone for watching, and if you want, we will have driver interviews. Just hold on a second and we will have that in a few minutes. Just hang on to the stream, watch the beautiful Starting Soon edit, and then you will hear from the drivers. All right then. These are the driver interviews. Today we will have a few drivers who have also raced in race today, but we should start with that one guy. That one guy everyone is looking at and talking about right now. Ethan, are you here? Why are you mute? This makes no sense. Hold on. Why? Can you not unmute yourself? Okay, hold on. I think something is wrong. Okay, everyone. Okay, hold on.
I think.
Okay. Okay, well, now it's working, so that's something. Okay. Right, Ethan. Let's start with you then. Congratulations. You not only won the race, but you also won the championship. And you've done it in style. I mean, you've came out of nowhere. You've done less races than I think Quickie has done. You've done one race less, and you managed to win. I mean, there was a distance of 4 points. You were 4 points behind Quickie, and at the end of the race, you are 4 points ahead. What was going through your head throughout the race, and how are you feeling?
Well, at the whole weekend, I was a bit nervous because obviously there's a lot on the line, but I knew I had the pace. Australia's one of my better tracks, so if I could just put the pace down, I'd be able to pull away like I did. And then I'm normally good with not getting penalties, so I didn't pick up any. Just played it cautious throughout, and I think that was what ultimately led me to win the race.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like you had the pace from the start of qualifying. And, I mean, did you ever doubt that you might not win the race tonight? Or were you very confident as the race was going very smoothly until, of course, the safety car, which caused the retirement of yours before the restart?
No, I was very worried actually that I was going to lose the win because obviously you can't tell what's going to happen in the race. So I could have spun DNF'd. But yeah, I was worried about Bartek mainly because he had really good pace throughout this weekend and stuck out on pole. So play. I was a bit worried in the race because I thought I had pretty good pace, but clearly he could match that.
Well, you've definitely done you have definitely done it. First tier 2 season, and you've won it. What are your hopes for next season? I mean, it's very likely that you're being promoted to tier 1 for next season. After this pace of yours in Quickie. But what's your wish? What's your expectations? What's your mindset now after winning this?
Well, I think since I won, I think next season I'm probably going to chill out a bit more. Still go for podiums and wins if possible, but everyone in tier 1 obviously is rapid. So I think I've semi-proved myself in tier 1 a little bit, but nothing like that's like certifies me as up there with the pace of top of Tier 1. So next season, I guess I'll just test what my pace is for the first couple of races and then see how I go from there, if I want to push for the title or not.
I mean, you did win that one race in Tier 1 the other day, so nothing is impossible, right? I mean, it's
Exactly.
possible that you could go for another championship there, or is it more unlikely?
It's definitely more unlikely, but I mean, I've seen what I can do in Tier 2, and I've seen what I can do in Tier 1. For maybe that was a one-off though, because you never know. But yeah, I'm definitely excited for next season to see how it pans out. But yeah,
And you staying with Red Bull, or are you looking for other teams?
wow, that is that is a big question because on one hand, I really like Red Bull. On the other hand, you got to test other teams out, you know. And I like my TP, but so you got to test other teams, and I don't know if I want to leave. I don't really want to leave, but we'll see.
Well, again, congratulations. Not sure if you are going to rewatch the stream or not, but I
Definitely.
tried to do some justice there with you crossing the line and winning. But yeah, again, congratulations, enjoy it, and hopefully you have just as good as a season next time around. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right. Who else do we have? We have Zander. Zander, my guy, the legend.
Hello.
Sadly, just missed out on the podium there because of the battle you've had with Teddy. Tell me about that.
Yeah, it was a pretty rough and ready battle. I think it would be called hard racing if the year was 2021. No, it was good. I think both Teddy and I were both carrying some minor front wing damage, which is why I think there was a bit of contact between us several times. Obviously, the battle for P4 in the Constructors' Championship as well at play there between Bartek, Teddy, and myself. I was obviously the only driver for McLaren today. They had a bit of a mountain to climb to outscore me, to try and outscore me by 32 points. So I just had to keep it on the road, really, which was by no means assured at all points. But glad I was able to deliver. Gutted to miss out on a third podium on the trot, but I'm delighted for Outcast, who was able to get his first podium, and also, of course, for Ethan.
Yeah, of course. You managed there to just win out with against Mika there, finishing P4 in the standings. As it stands, of course, the stewards will still have a look, so nothing is final yet. Well, except maybe the win of Ethan. But yeah, I mean, of course, it was also quite an interesting season for you because, I mean, I personally don't remember much of how the season started for you, but 2 podiums, of course, I think in the most recent races, it's a great feeling, isn't it? I mean, I think you had some podiums in Tier 1 in the older seasons, but I'm not too sure.
Actually, no, I didn't. I got pretty close several times.
Oh, okay.
But
So those were your first podiums then.
yeah, plus a sprint podium, which I know doesn't really count, but P2 in the sprint, was delighted with in the in Austria, third race of this season.
Ah, okay.
But,
Well, then it's been a great, brilliant season for you, really.
As the venerable George Russell would say, consistency is key.
Absolutely, and I mean, you've did everything you had to do today to triumph against the Alpine driver. Of course, it wasn't enough to win out in the team's championship because your teammate DMA stopped racing a while ago. But it was close there as well. I mean, you were really carrying the team there with your 115 points, which is quite a lot compared to the rest of the grid. I mean, considering only 6 drivers managed to get within the 100 points. Well done.
Well, thank you very much. Means a lot. Of course, you know, it wouldn't really be possible to get P4 without DMA, and obviously DMA, even though he's not really racing as much anymore, he is still, you know, I think he'll be back. And we work together really well as a team. So I'm kind of looking forward to next season to continue that when he decides to return.
So this is then a confirmation that you will be staying with McLaren for next season?
Absolutely.
Well, that's of course very delighted. Very exciting to hear. Any plans then for next season? Anything you want to achieve, especially another top 4, maybe top 2, top 3?
I think the logical step is the next step up on the podium. P2 would be really nice, especially with Ethan and Quickie. If they're headed off to tier 1, it makes the field a bit more crowded at the top. Obviously, Outcast and I have been locking wheels pretty much all season, and we have an enormous amount of respect for each other as well. So just sort of looking forward to that. So logically, hopefully the next steps to the podium would be really nice. Maybe a win here or there, but we'll see. I mean, I think McLaren is the highest placed team without a win this season. So we'd like to change that at least.
Let me just check that to confirm. Yes, right. Truly the only team in the top 5 actually who has not won a race this season. So interesting stats there for sure. But it sounds very interesting and exciting, and I truly hope that eventually you will get your win there in a P2 as well. You're obviously on a great way to get there. Right, let's then, well, thank you very much, and we'll see you next season.
Thank you.
Right, let's then go to Lewis. Lewis, you have...
I have a request
Yeah.
about a different race.
Well,
this race wasn't really good for me.
I wasn't really... I didn't really watch the other races. Well, last race, but... yeah, no, it didn't work out today. You had some connection issues. We've seen that during qualifying. Other than that, in the championship, I'm not sure if you even listed there. Let me just actually check.
I don't even know. At this point, I now know how Lewis Hamilton feels, except in my case, it's not a car, it's the internet.
Did you even point this season? I can't find you in the list.
Yeah, I definitely scored 6 points in Austin. I remember that.
Oh, alright, okay, yeah, you're P 22 in the standings with
Oh god,
7 points.
that's not very good.
7 points. Your best finish was P7, qualifying best P10, and yeah, you raced 6 times. So any hope that you can improve on that for next season? Maybe get a new internet connection as well.
Well, I'm sort of thinking to sort of stop racing for maybe 1 or 2 seasons, do like Team Principal stuff, but then try and practice in between that, so that if I do eventually come back, to be like actually ready instead of coming last every single race.
I mean, we do have the new game coming out soon, so maybe if you just stick on there, train yourself there for hours, maybe you can find your way back then. I mean, we have a few drivers actually who are retiring at the end of this season to take a break and come back eventually. So it will be interesting to see what comeback you might be able to achieve. But
I'm hoping it's a good comeback and not a bad one.
Yeah, obviously. Louis comeback top 5 next season. Oh, the season after.
Hopefully.
All right then. I wish you the best, and hopefully next season it will work out better for you.
Thank you.
Brandon, do you want it to have a interview as well?
No.
No, not even as a team principal.
I'm eating right now.
Oh, okay. Well, I think that's everyone then. Quickie, sadly just missing out on the championship there with 4 points. He's in the chat, but he's sadly he didn't want to have an interview. Yeah, again, sadly just missing out there. That was the Tier 2 season. Make sure to come back next season then for Tier 2 here in SMAL. We will be playing on F1 24. It will be very exciting to see how the grid will be formed up for that, and who's gonna make the way up to Tier 1 and who's gonna stay in Tier 2 or even be demoted to Tier 2. We will see next season. Make sure to come back and see what's going on. Thank you for everyone for watching, and we'll see you then.